Hi, everybody. I read a really nice article about east-west traffic yesterday, so I thought I would do a quick breakdown of this for anyone who wants to listen and learn with me. So we're going to talk about networking east-west traffic today. And then kind of what everybody knows is network security is very important, and everybody is trying to protect from the bad guys that are out there trying to get in. And so this presentation helps explore the concept of east-west network traffic and visibility, because it's also part of protecting your network, because bad guys will get in, and then there is a good chance that you have good guys on your network who make mistakes that will affect your network, and then you also have team members who may not be good guys, or they're disgruntled or something like that. So this will cover that a little bit, and then we'll also kind of relate it to KPIs, which are key performance indicators, but really just kind of discussing some of the terms and metrics for that. All right, so again, the summary is the east-west network traffic refers to the communication between devices like servers and applications, which are already on the same network or data center. So north-south traffic is actually data moving in and out of the network, and you can think of that as like internet traffic. So monitoring east-west traffic will help you with detecting insider threats that had people who had gotten in or who were already in, malware propagation, and lateral movement by attackers who have, like we just said, breached the perimeter defenses. Okay, so east-west network traffic is also part of like the microsegmentation strategy, zero trust architectures, and compliance requirements. So these three components help you with monitoring and taking care of your east-west network traffic. Okay, so by leveraging special tools and applying relevant metrics and KPIs, you can monitor, you can track all this stuff, and that's about what we're going to try to cover a little bit. Okay, so east-west network traffic, again, is the communication or the data flow between devices, usually referred to in this concept is the servers, the applications which are on the same network or the data center. It's like your virtual machines, your containers, your servers. It's the back-end systems. So for this particular presentation, we're talking about servers, virtual machines, containers, again, some of the back-end systems. So north-south traffic, network traffic, we already talked about. That's kind of your internet traffic. So if you go to yahoo.com or you go TMZ, that's in and out. And then if your applications go to servers internally, that's east-west. Okay. Lateral movement. So this term is actually used when you're really kind of talking about attacks and attackers. And that's when they move sideways throughout your network. That means they're already in, and now they're trying to get to see how far they can get. They're trying to get on different servers. They might be trying to get onto different devices and trying to access data, trying to find unencrypted or unprotected username and passwords. They're trying to see how far they can go, what they can get, and what they can get back out of your network. Okay, zero trust architecture. This is just kind of a concept that treats all traffic, including internal, as potentially malicious, and it requires verification. So the concept is never trust, always verify, authenticate, and authorize. So microsegmentation, this is when you take your network and you put it into smaller groups or security zones. It's small segments to improve security and contain potential breaches. This concept helps limit lateral movement, and it reduces the attack surface. So if you do get a bad guy that comes in, or you have a bad guy that works for you, it helps protect and limit their movement and helps mitigate some of the damages. Network detection and response. These are platforms and tools that use machine learning and behavioral analytics to detect anomalies in your network traffic patterns. So monitoring the network traffic and analyzing behaviors. So this is, if you ever hear in the news that a company recognized that they had been breached, then usually what will follow in that statement will talk about how they saw anomalies or irregular patterns in network traffic, and that's what kind of let them know, hey, something's going on. So that's where this comes in, network detection and response. Security information and event management. This is a mouthful all the time. And so these are the systems that help aggregate and analyze the data. So it's kind of like your dashboard. Okay, so network traffic analysis, these are tools that focus on analyzing the network flows to detect the anomalies. So these are the tools that are helping display some of the information on your dashboard. Endpoint detection and response, these are solutions that monitor and respond to suspicious activities on endpoints. So these are some of maybe kind of like maybe your automation. So if it sees that someone's trying to go download a lot of information that they're not supposed to be downloading, it might stop them from doing it, and it might notify the analysts on duty. All right, so next gen firewalls, NGFW, these are advanced firewalls that can be deployed internally to monitor your east-west traffic. So basically what it does is it takes your traditional old firewall features and it enhances them or adds to it. So it's more granular control. So you might have some access control, intrusion detection, and deep packet inspection versus just regular packet inspection. Okay, so application layer latency. So this is just really about the performance that it measures the end user experience for application. How long does it take for these pairs to go back and forth, the time takes. Bandwidth usage, so the keyword here is usage. So the amount of data transferred over a network connection in a given time period. This is important for helping identify the high traffic areas and network saturation. So this is usually measured in bits per second, which is capital M, little b, little p, little s. Mean time to repair, so this is the average time taken to repair a failed component or device, often used as a basis for service level agreements. Quality of service is a measurement for the overall performance of a network or service, often based on multiple metrics, including bandwidth usage, which we just talked about, connectivity, and availability. And so if you're a larger enterprise, then there are certain applications or processes that should have high dependency, or they should be highly available 100% of the time, and then there's some things that may not be as important to have. So like medical records access, you want that to be available all the time to everybody at a reasonable time frame. X-rays, lab work, that kind of stuff, where on the other end of your network you might have administrative people who do have to access certain programs and processes, but it may not be as important as your medical records access for your doctors, like in the ED or anywhere clinical. Okay. Throughput, the actual amount of data successfully transmitted through a network measured in data packets reaching their destination over a specific time. So this is the actual amount of data that's been through. Okay, throughput. All right, key performance indicator, KPI. This is on the administrative end and the analytics end. So this is the measurement that you can quantify to evaluate the success of an organization, employee, etc., in meeting objectives for performance. So in network management, KPIs are specific metrics identified as critical for tracking network performance. So these are some of the terms that we're talking about: throughput, bandwidth usage, MTTR. So metric is that measurement used to assess the performance, progress, or quality of a system, process, or product. So in networking, again, metrics are quantifiable measures that help evaluate various aspects of network performance and health. So some of the recommendations when you're dealing with east-west network traffic and trying to measure it and monitor. So implement your comprehensive east-west visibility monitoring tools. So get the right people on board, figure out what you got to monitor, figure out how you can monitor it, and come up with your processes and your plans for everything. Establish the baselines for the normal internal network behavior. That goes back to number one. So what you want to do is you want to know what your normal internet behavior looks like. So if you have 1,000 endpoints and everybody uses it daily from 9 to 5, and you have heavy traffic from 10 to 11:30, and then you have heavy traffic from 1 to 2:30. You want to know that. And then if you notice later on that you have heavy traffic at night, that might be a clue that something's going on. So apply relevant network metrics and KPIs to east-west traffic monitoring, is kind of what we just said. Integrate multiple security tools for a holistic view of network activities. This means have a good amount of tools. Make sure that they can integrate together and that they help each other and complement each other to help you understand your whole network. Regularly update and patch all internal systems and applications. That's just regular securities. Hygiene, cyber hygiene. Implement microsegmentation and zero trust principles. This helps reduce your attacks. It helps limit where they can get, and it helps contain challenges of any type. So conduct regular security awareness training for employees. This goes to all your employees, so your people that you work, your front desks, and your CEOs and your COOs and your C whatever O's, and also your network team and your security team and your technology team members. Don't assume that just because someone has a technology job that they have really good security awareness training. You have to train them just as much as you train the person at the front desk that doesn't know how to reboot a computer. All right, so establish clear policies for internal network access and data handling. This is important, but I'm going to add establish clear policies that are documented for internal network access and data handling. Everything's got to be documented. One of the things that may come up is that if you have employees who've been there for forever, or you have employees who have not been trained or formally trained, then what happens is they make assumptions and they go by what they've learned by watching other team members. They handle things the way that they think they're supposed to handle them. And if you don't have documented policies that tell employees what to do, this can cause a big mess. Regularly review and update network security strategies. That's a must. Things change. There are better practices out there sometimes. There are lessons learned that you might need to evaluate and change things. And these go back to once you learn these and you establish and update your network security strategies, you have to go back and document your policies and educate your teams. Ensure ethical implementation of monitoring practices, respecting employee privacy, etc. This goes back to clear policies. It goes back to network strategies. It goes back to security awareness training for employees. People have to be educated and they have to be informed. If you don't tell an employee that they cannot download information that they created because it is now owned by the company, they can't take that information and take it to their next job or use it as a consulting concept or whatever. You have to notify them. You have to inform them. People don't, no matter how smart people are, they don't always know these things or they're not aware of it. And in the network teams and the security teams, you have to educate your CIOs, your network teams, your board members on what is ethical to do. You have to tell them. People don't always realize that. It's not always people are being malicious. It's just that they are naive or uneducated or uninformed. So the conclusion is that east-west network visibility is a critical component of a robust cybersecurity strategy. By monitoring internal traffic, you can help detect and respond to threats that may have gotten past the perimeter or that have always been in your network. This approach, combined with the application of the relevant metrics like the throughput, the bandwidth usage, this will help you protect your company, your data, your network, and your employees. As cyber threats continue to evolve, the ability to monitor and analyze your east-west traffic remains crucial in protecting your what the article had said, your crown jewels. It's most valuable data and assets. Take care of your company, take care of your data, take care of your employees, monitor this stuff. Never trust, always verify. Thank you. See you later. Bye.